Hi artists. Today I'd like to show you an exercise that's going to really help us strengthen our observational drawing skills. It will help us draw what we see. This exercise is called a blind contour drawing. So we're going to be drawing pictures of our hand, but to make it blind, we're not going to be looking at our paper. We're just looking at our hand. Our eyes are going to follow the contour of our hand. The contour is like an outline, but it shows us details inside too, but just using lines. So as my eye follows the outside edge of my hands and those contour details, my drawing hand will draw what I see. I'm not gonna look down at my paper. I'm just looking at my hand and trying to let my drawing hand copy what I see. You might say, Mr. Rudiger, that sounds really challenging. Why would I even want to do that? But the purpose is not to create a drawing that is going to look terrific. We might not even recognize your drawing as a hand, but it will help you strengthen your eye-hand coordination so that we can create drawings that look more realistic moving forward. So this is an exercise that's really going to help us as we continue to grow as artists. It's going to take bravery. Sometimes people really want their artwork to look beautiful, so we have to be brave and understand that this is just an exercise, right? And we're gonna be kind to ourselves, knowing that, again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Mr. Rudiger does this often, and a lot of times you can't even tell what I'm trying to draw. So let's be brave, let's be kind, let's get started. In order to begin my drawing, I'm going to pose my hand how I'd like to hold it. You can use a pencil. I'm going to use a marker so it's easy for you to see. So I'm going to hold my marker the way I want to hold it. And then I'm going to place a shield on the top of my marker so that I can't see my drawing. So I've got my hand in place. I'm going to choose a portion of my hand to start with. I think I'm going to start with my thumb fingernail. It's a good place to start, find a good starting point. My eye is following the corners of that fingernail, and then I'm slowly moving my way. I've got the knuckle down to that bottom knuckle there. Then I'm gonna go back up the side of my second finger where the thumb and the second finger meet. Now I'm gonna take my blinder off so you can see what I'm doing. But you're gonna keep your blinder on. So I'm gonna take a look where I left off, but now I'm not gonna look again. So I'm on that middle finger here. I see the curved lines of the fingernail. Then I'm moving down to the fourth finger. I see that the third finger is on top of it a little bit. Here's the fingernail. Back end, and last but not least, the pinky finger. I can see that the finger is at a diagonal. Now, I'm not looking at my paper, so I don't even know how it's turning out. It might not even look like a real hand, but that's okay. I'm down to the watch. Curved line. I'm not gonna worry about all those little details in the watch. Okay. So here is my finished blind contour drawing. If you didn't watch me draw this, you might not know exactly what it was, and that's okay. Looking at my drawing, I can see parts that look like a hand, but because I wasn't looking at the paper, it was hard to keep track of where certain things were located. That's normal. That's the whole point of this exercise, to help us see a line and then copy what we see. So sometimes when we are looking at our picture, we're not really looking at the lines that we see in our hand. So by not looking at the paper, it helps us really focus on the lines that we're looking at. Now that we've had an opportunity to do a blind contour, the next step is to do a drawing where we are looking at our paper. So let's give that a shot.